What's going on, guys, in the works? And I've got a pretty special video today, so hopefully you stick around and listen to it all. But lately we've been talking a little bit about, which weapons are the best. We've been looking at each individual class, and a lot of the comments I've been having discussions with you guys on which class has the best, what is the best rifle out of every class, what is the best weapon out of every class. And, I do all the showdowns, I do all that kind of stuff, I do the underused weapons, but rarely do I sit down and talk to you guys and say, this is the best weapon in the class. And it's no secret that a lot of people consider the M16A3 and the M4A1 the best of breed in Assault and Engineer, respectively. But I think the one thing about Engineer that we have to look at is there's been a lot of changes to the balancing of the Engineer kit. Because if you look at it, with the Close Quarters DLC, they added two rate of fire weapons and the ACR and the MTAR. They introduced the ACR, which has a better rate of fire and better long range damage than the M4. And before, a lot of people looked at the M4 and they said, why would you ever choose any other Engineer weapon over the M4? It has low recoil, has the highest rate of fire out of all the Engineer weapons besides the MTAR and the ACR. And we're talking about pre Close Quarters DLC. So it's like, okay, there's really no reason not to choose it. It's got low recoil, got a nice solid rate of fire. Why on earth would I ever look at some of the other Engineer choices? Well, you got to look at it like this. The QBZ-95, it's one of the most unique Engineer weapons in the game. It's really, really solid at long range. You could have the heavy barrel and the laser sight. A lot of people don't realize that. And it's a bullpup design, which means it gets a hip fire bonus while moving. And that's a big deal, guys. I mean, if you put a laser sight and a heavy barrel on that, you're looking at a pretty, deadly up close and really, really deadly at long range weapon. And it makes me think, is the M4 really as good as people say it is? Now, I personally think that the M4 is the best. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I enjoy using the M4 if I'm playing serious. That's what I'm going to use. Now, look at the score right now. This is a super competitive game I played earlier today where we were actually losing, and you can see by the score I just flashed up, I'm not doing so hot, guys. I'm using the M4 because the team we're playing is good. I do end with a good spread. I do end with some good points from playing the objective, but that's all I care about, honestly. I care about winning. I don't care about how many deaths I have at the end of the game, because if I lose, those deaths are, those kills that I get are pretty meaningless because we didn't win the game. Especially in Conquest. I'm really, really competitive in Conquest. I play so much Rush that I goof around a lot, to be honest. And lately I've been playing Conquest again, and I have got the competitive juices flowing. And I don't know what it is about Conquest. It just really, really gets, I don't know, it's just really fun sometimes. I've hated on it in the past, but 3-flag Conquest, which I've been seeing more and more and more of, which I'm glad, because before, the reason why I stopped playing Conquest is, honestly, there wasn't 3-flag Conquest. I don't like more than 3 flags, because 3 flags I think is the most competitive. It keeps people focused on the objective. Now, the M4 to me, though, we're kind of getting off topic here. I'll get back on it. But the M4 to me is the most solid choice because of the recoil patterns, because of the fact it has that nice solid rate of fire. Now, you're going to lose to the AEK. You're going to lose at the M16 just because the M16 has a better damage model. A lot of people look at it and they're like, okay, why should I ever choose anything other than the M4? Well, you might want to use the MTAR if you think you're going to get in close, if you think you're going to be hip firing. The MTAR might be the weapon you want. If you're going to go long range, the ACR is the way to go, guys. A lot of people don't know this, but the ACR is always a 6-bullet kill. It's a 5-bullet within extremely close range, but then once you reach out to the longer ranges, it's a 6-bullet kill. So if you're going to be doing some long range Engineer work, you're probably going to go with the ACR. The ACR also has really low recoil, kind of like the M4. So there's a lot of choices you have in Battlefield 3, and I think the Engineer kit is one of the most interesting. There's a lot of differences you can fool around with. There's a lot of combinations that I think a lot of people aren't really toying around with. Like I mentioned the QBZ earlier, the AKS-74U. Everybody hates on that weapon, but it's one of the best long-range weapons. Like the QBZ, it's really, really solid. It has that nice low recoil that makes it easy to pick people off. It kind of reminds me of its big brother, the AK-74M. So, I mean, really, I don't think the M4 is as overpowered as a lot of people look at it. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm so sick of M4 is overpowered, why should I use anything else? Because in the last video I posted where we talked about some Engineer weapons, everybody said, why use anything else? The M4 is there, it's the best weapon in the game. But I think the M4 actually is a little bit more balanced than people used to think. I think before, yeah, there was definitely some issues there that made me wonder if maybe the M4 was a little bit too powerful, because there weren't really many alternatives. You don't really put the highest fire rate Engineer weapon and give it no recoil. That was some bad choice there on DICE. I think maybe they should have brought the M4 down a little bit. But, I mean, in terms of hip fire, it's not the best. In terms of rate of fire now, it's not the best. In terms of recoil now, it's not the best. So it's pretty pretty average, but it does a lot of things well. It does have a very swift reload, but the ACR also reloads very fast. So to me, the M4 is the best carbine. I think it's the best choice in the engineer class. It's my favorite. I'm just going to go out there and say that because a lot of people want me to tell you how it is. You want me to tell you what I use and what I consistently do well with the M4. Does that make it overpowered? Maybe not, but it does maybe not make it the best in every situation. So I want to know what you guys think, though. That is the point of this video. Thank you for sticking around to me rambling this whole time, because I do all these showdowns, I do all the underused weapons, but rarely do we ask, you know, what is your favorite in this kit? So let me know in the comments what your favorite weapon is in the engineer kit, and I'll let this video, ooh, that guy was bad. I'll let this video sit there and get some traffic for a few days, and then I'll come back and do a rebuttal video, and we'll talk a little bit about what I saw, what I thought you guys thought about each individual weapon. Now, when I did the showdown with the M4 and the A91, the M4 kicked its butt. So I have a sneaking suspicion that a lot of you guys are M4 fans. But let me know. I will, like I said, I will do a rebuttal video here in the next couple of days. But I'm really interested to see what you guys truly think is the best engineer weapon in this kit. But we did end up winning. I was really psyched about this game. We came down from about 100 tickets and caught that win. But I will see you guys next time. Peace.
Yeah, on Russian side.